Dude, all we do is break news, man.
I know. Just call. You're like the Walter Cronkite of YouTube.
Yeah, I'm like the. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Carson Wentz got traded just now, and what's happening there?
I don't. I think a couple mid-round picks or something.
Jeez.
Traded from the Colts to the Commanders, which Commanders just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, I hate the Redskins and I hate the Commanders.
Michael, you cannot say that. You're canceled.
All right. Well, Carson Wentz getting shipped off again, huh? Poor guy.
Poor guy. Maybe if he was good and could beat the Jaguars to go to the playoffs, like he wouldn't find himself in these situations. The dude has the yips. Like he's fully got the yips. And have you ever got the yips?
What's the yips?
Preaching. You don't know what the yips are?
No.
The yips are. I was actually just watching the beginning of what's that show? Jason Sudeikis.
I don't know. I don't really watch.
Coach.
I don't watch comedy shows.
He's the soccer coach. What is that show called?
I have no idea. Get on with it.
Ted Lasso. He was
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. They were talking about the yips. Yips is basically like when a golfer or a baseball pitcher, like they're just so in their head and they can't throw the ball, they can't hit. It's like what happened to Greg Norman. He had the yips.
Right. It's like a slump in baseball, kind of.
It's like a slump, but it's all like mental. Like you're in your own head and you can't get out of your own way.
My life has basically been the yips.
You are
basically.
You're like, I am a yip.
I am. So, all right, Carson Wentz is now in Washington. He's back in the NFC East. It looks like the rumor today is that the Cowboys are trying to trade Amari Cooper, which I don't really understand the strategy of fielding trades for him after you announce that you're likely to release him. Because to me, that essentially takes away all your leverage, which once again, I think Stephen Jones is a terrible negotiator. And this just feels like another completely miscalculation on the Joneses' part.
Yeah, it could be. Sometimes the team will basically say, hey, we're going to release this player that nobody thought they would be released or that they wanted to trade. And if you have a bunch of people who are going to try to get him on waivers, and there's a big, robust market for him, like you basically may like drive up the price to be like, hey, all these people are going to try to claim him off waivers. And you're also kind of maybe doing right by the player by helping them send them to a team that they would prefer rather than
they actually want to go to
him getting picked up by the Jags, you know? So,
well, we'll see.
That's part of it. Hey, have you ever had the yips preaching or doing anything on stage?
I mean, yes, definitely. I actually started having crazy panic attacks right before last year, which was kind of crazy. So it's not really the yips, but it kind of is the yips. So
it's the darker version. It's the darker
version.
It's the darker version of the yips is panic attacks.
Yes, I've said that I need windy roads. I need to go see Windy Roads to help me get past my panic attacks before I preach. Is that like a bad thing? You know, like I'm not defending. Hey, Sarah.
Mike says, hey. She does not want to be on this podcast.
Okay, so anyways, I've said I need to go see Windy Roads. I always make that joke to my wife because we watched Billions. We binged Billions during the pandemic. And so...
Is this a confession?
This is a confession. So she's basically like, my wife has said multiple times, you just need to go find Windy Roads. You need to get her to help you with your panic attacks. But you used to watch Billions. You don't watch Billions anymore.
We watched it.
The spirit of mammon. Like, you're too vulnerable to the spirit of mammon after watching Billions.
Or lack thereof of the mammon. Yeah, I don't know. It just got like we watched too much of it at once, and it was like it got too crazy. And then I was like, all right, Like,
So
time heals all wounds.
Well, I want to bring up some wounds because I want you to watch the season 6 trailer with me.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if I'm I'm borderline. Maybe I shouldn't watch Billions. You know?
Then you probably shouldn't.
I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna watch this trailer. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Can you see it and hear it?
When it starts playing, I might be able to hear it.
Okay, here we go.
Billionaire class. Lady Bertolac. Members only tonight. It's not one billionaire. The billionaire class. I'm gonna get
It's about 2 minutes, by the way.
When it comes to Michael Prince Capital,
What you've done before today is not my concern. I treat my players fairly, but not equally.
That's the way of the gun.
You're okay with it.
I don't care what I'm okay with.
Oh, step into the arena. From now on, we will rewrite the way this industry works. We ain't come to play.
So, we're gonna trust this guy? Prince isn't just playing the market. I don't think he's done making his moves yet.
We were never trained to be worried about unintended consequences. The win was all that mattered.
I'm going to take what is mine.
Mike Prince is trying to steal the Olympics to the city. Can't let him.
We were elected to be the voice for the people that don't have one of their own. These plutocrats, do they think about the average citizen at all? Just take a look in my eyes. You see I'm ready to ride.
The billionaires of the city are sure to come after you.
No more skeletons in my closets to rattle.
I don't go to war that way. I just go to war.
Mortimer, we're back. We're a team, so it seems.
He won't stop till he gets what he wants.
You should be aware that I am very good at settling scores.
When I get big game in my sights, I can't lower my rifle.
All right.
I was waiting for Batman to pop in there.
So, here's the thing. This guy, Mike Prince, did you stop watching before Mike Prince showed up on the scene?
We watched. Is this season 6? What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We finished season 5.
Okay. So you know, Mike Prince has bought Axe Capital for like pennies on the dollar, basically. He is now trying to change Axe Capital into Mike Prince Capital to be like philanthropy. We're going to do good in the world. We're not just going to make money to make money. Mike Prince has this veneer over him of good guy billionaire. He's trying to get the Olympics to come to New York City. And obviously Chuck Rhodes does not trust his intentions and is now going after him. Obviously, you can see from the trailer, nothing has changed in terms of what the story's about, all that kind of stuff. But what's interesting about this season now bringing in Mike Prince is you never asked the question, was Axe well-intentioned? You always knew what his intentions were. And he kind of made it very... And you rooted for him because he was like everyman, middle class, like blue-collar guy that sort of like pragmatically, ruthlessly did what he did to get where he could go, right? But now you have Mike Prince, who's kind of like true elite, suit-wearing, philanthropist, billionaire guy.
Right.
Who on the surface seems like he's doing everything for the right reasons, but below the surface, maybe not so much. So I love this show. It's about capitalism. It's about power. It's about greed. But it definitely can put you in a unique headspace when watching it. So should I stop watching it?
Yeah. Well, you and I talk about like Romans 14, where Paul is talking about should you eat meat, should you not, all that good stuff. And really it comes down to a matter of the disagreements the Greeks and the Jews, or the non-Jewish Christians and the Jewish Christians were getting into, or it's more of a matter of like things that being kosher. But Paul's summary of that is like, whatever you do it in faith, and try not to be a troll and make other people sin because of your liberty. So for me, I think it's my grid is always, am I making any decision out of fear or out of faith? So
hey, faith over fear. Faith over fear.
That's right. So I would say if you feel a conviction, or if you feel hesitancy of watching a show because it makes you feel X, Y, or Z,
Right. Or
Doesn't
like
really-
I wake up the morning after I watch it and I'm just hungry to like crush somebody.
Yeah. Or YOLO your life savings on the latest meme stock and,
Right.
chasing, you loaded up on Bed Bath & Beyond this week, I don't know. So I would be like, that would probably be a sign
Yep.
that
There's
you
something. Yeah.
probably shouldn't watch it.
There's something I love about the characters in Billions, though, who are so, and we're not going to get into like their internal motivations and all that kind of stuff because we could talk forever about that. But every one of them is so assured of what it is that they want, and they're sort of willing to do whatever it takes to get it, which is hard to not be inspired by somebody like that.
Yeah, yes and no. It's like, it's interesting because like I can't leave my faith and my belief in my worldview at the door when I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So I find myself now watching stuff and I'm like, oh, these people are super broken, or I fundamentally don't agree with this because I see the world
In a
through
different way.
Christian lens, not through a non-Christian lens. So it's like all the people in the show, nobody in the show is a Christian.
Right.
Because no
Yeah,
one's
the show
confessed
is
to be a
basically
Christian, right?
the show is basically game theory. It's essentially they've taken like game theory and put it into the context of a television show. So
Which I think is
it's cool. It's a cool framing. Yeah, it's a cool framing for a show, but it's like not the first principle of what a Christian lives their life by.
Well, yeah, and you have all these people who have no concept of eternity. So they're like, this is the life. This life is everything I got, so I'm going to go get everything out of it. So I find myself, I'm like, man, it would be really cool to have my own helicopter in my own building, but like at the cost of like losing my soul and like grinding my spirit to a nub. Like, not interested.
So what do you say is, because you watch Succession, right? So what do you say is the difference between Succession and Billions? Like, why does Billions make you go, you know what, I probably should not, but Succession makes you go, what's the difference in the shows?
I think it's just like the deep infatuation of money and pride. You know what I mean? I think like Succession is like, I'm not a part of a wealthy, corporate oligarchy family. So like that doesn't, jockeying for position of my parents and an inheritance, like doesn't do anything to me. I think everybody can find some sort of relevance in Billions. And I think that's the tricky thing, is because it's like, it plays to that lust of like money and stuff and power and control, which it's like, if I can watch it and be like, man, these guys are flipping broken and I can see like what's wrong with them, then, and obviously not like wanting to go down that road myself. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's, Billions can, if you aren't careful, a show like that can really start impacting how you think and how you make decisions. And I think, why make it harder on yourself? Like if you're struggling with that, like don't watch it. But like somebody could watch that and be like, it's not a struggle for me. I'm probably going to fast forward. I fast forward through the unsavory stuff.
My wife just covers my eyes.
I just fast forward. I leave my family. I actually leave my family, Mike. So
yeah, I know. I need to get better at doing that. Okay, so Billions, watch it, don't watch it. You don't watch it, I watch it.
I haven't watched the season.
Maybe you're holier than me. And
I might be.
That's kind of been the narrative of our friendship anyway, so whatever.
That's it.
It is what it is. All right.
That's it.
Well, we'll do this again. Talk football, talk some kind of show. And I guess if you're watching this, let us know if you want us to do more of these, or if this is the most ridiculous thing that you have ever seen.
Or both. It could be both.
Or both.
And what do you want to hear two knuckleheads talk about?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
See you,
Sounds
buddy.
good. Bye.